Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. I am Rishi Harinan and C News is live. Topping the news at this time. Once again, the road to Maracas was blocked due to a landslide. Workmen from the Ministry of Works have been trying to clear the debris. Cameraman Shaka Telesford and correspondent Marie-Therese Bernard went to the scene and bring you this report.
The land skirting the North Coast Road has come down again. It did so around midnight on Monday. This means the road to Maracas, about 5 to 6 miles in from the Saddle Road, has been blocked due to the landslide, which is taking some time to clear. Workmen at the site are working feverishly to clear the dirt, trees and bush, which are snarled in the slipping land. The rain is not making things any easier. Local government representative for the area, Lyndon Lara, confirmed the landslide this morning and is advising drivers to exercise caution if they're going that way. Ministry of Works engineers and workmen are working to clear the debris and every now and then allow a few vehicles to pass.
It's going to take them some time, but the good thing is that once they have proper traffic management, people will not be deterred from going or coming. The traffic flow, I mean, now that it's vacation time, it might be a bit increased, but once they don't stop the normal flow, at least one lane open, they should exercise caution as you go.
Off camera, some of the workmen estimated that it would take approximately 5 days to completely clear the roadway because more and more land and bush are coming down with the excavation of rubble. Marie-Therese Bernard, C News.
There has been an increase in the cost for a load of red sand. This from the president of the Contractors Association, Ramlogan Rupnarayan Singh. This morning he spoke with C News and gave us an update as to what's taking place since it was announced there is a shortage of the construction material.
Well, what is happening is that if you need red sand, right, you have to go by the sand pit to access the red sand, which is a slow process. Because now there's this sand pit that everybody goes to, and they don't have access to the other sand pit. So there will be congestion. So what is happening is that is what we have to contend with. There is an increase in the price. As I keep telling people, it's just a simple case of supply and demand. If you have a product that everybody wants and you alone, you will maximize the price.
He said the Estate Management and Business Development Company has been in contact with the association to find out how much sand is needed to carry out work for the next 6 months. Mr. Rupnarayan Singh said the association is in the process of making the list to submit to the EMBD.
Promise it should be given by about Wednesday to the EMBD. In the meantime, the sand pit that is operating do not belong to the EMBD. They are private sand pits. Yes, he did mention that there are 2 sand pits operating. To our knowledge, there is 1, unfortunately.
Well, that association has about 80 members. Minister of Education Anthony Garcia says ministry is in possession of this year's Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination results and that would be released later on this week. He made the announcement at the 2017 Cuba Scholarship Signing Ceremony.
Today, I would like to announce that the results of the CAPE examinations are with us at the Ministry of Education, the formal results, and these results will be released to the schools later on this week. Many of the students who have written that exam are anxiously awaiting these results so that they could decide whether they are going to pursue tertiary education, or in some instances, these students are awaiting on formal acceptance.
But the Caribbean Examination Council's results will be out online on Friday, August 18, 2017. In a post on its Facebook page on Monday, CXC said the May-June examination results will be released to candidates online at 10 p.m. CXC said stakeholders may have seen test data on the CXC website during the past weekend. However, this data should be disregarded. To some other news now, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has appointed a sole investigator to find out the circumstances surrounding the procurement of the Cabo Star and Ocean Flower 2 and the entering into the charter party agreement for these vessels. In a statement, the Office of the Prime Minister said the sole investigator is Christian Mute, who will be provided with support from the Ministry of the Attorney General and Legal Affairs. It is expected that the report will be delivered within 30 days. This is the C News Live report at noon. Remember, you can keep up to date with all the latest news on our website at ctvtt.com, or you can check out our Facebook and Twitter pages at C News Live. Secretary for Finance and the Economy, Joel Jack, is confident a resolution to the issues facing the Sea Bridge will be found soon. He's also happy the Prime Minister has opted to meet with Tobagonians to hear their concerns about what's taking place. The issues affecting Tobagonians have been dominating the news for the past few weeks, especially with the cancellation of the Ocean Flower 2 passenger ferry. However, these problems may not last too long, as the Secretary for Finance and Economy, Joel Jack, explained a resolution may be sought soon.
I am confident that having had discussions with the current chairman that while we have to go back to the drawing board and the situation continues to be untenable, I'm confident that we will have a resolution very soon in terms of another passenger ferry coming to Tobago.
As for the Sea Bridge, the Tobago House of Assembly is working with Caribbean Airlines to ensure there is a more dedicated service. Mr. Jack is also happy to hear private sector organizations want to help fix the problems.
Just hearing the subtle hints from the private sector that they are also interested in filling up the gap. I think this is what we want to see, that the private sector playing their role as the government and the Tobago House of Assembly as we continue to provide the enabling environment for prosperity and business confidence both in Trinidad and Tobago.
The Prime Minister has said he will meet with Tobago stakeholders in Tobago to hear their concerns. That meeting is set for August 21st. While some have criticized the move, saying it's a public relations stunt, Mr. Jack has commended Dr. Rowley.
And I think the Prime Minister should be commended for not, you know, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't, because if he waited probably a day later to make that announcement, persons might have been clamoring and indicating that he should be coming to Tobago to have a conversation. But he, all credits to the Prime Minister, he took the initiative and indicated that he's coming.
Despite the challenges, Mr. Jack said Tobago's economy has done well over the past year. Well, back in Trinidad now, and one business owner operating at the Caroni Bird Sanctuary is happy 3 men were arrested for being in possession of scarlet ibis parts. According to the Minister of Agriculture, Clarence Rambarat, the men were arrested on Monday evening after a short chase in a prohibited area of the Caroni Bird Sanctuary. He said his ministry's team involved in the operation included 3 game wardens and 1 honorary game warden. Alistair Nanan of Nanan Stores says it's now for the authorities to make an example of these men.
With these 3 persons, I think the poaching will probably, it will drop. The poaching will, this has been going on long and forever so often. Even when my father was alive, he used to have press conference with people talking about the poaching and its form, the poaching and scarlet ibis. But what got us really angry is that even the birds that visited, like the flamingos, they were here a couple of months ago, the spoonbills and all those visiting birds, they were shooting out all those as well.
Mr. Nanan said despite these captures, more has to be done to protect the national bird.
The minister himself started doing work in his farm by allowing additional wardens to patrol. Although they have 1 boat, I think more boats coming on stream. So it's a positive thing, and we welcome that, and I must say congratulations and kudos to the officers because they're really working hard now. They capture people, but more is to be done in terms of the night, I would say. They would probably get the Coast Guard running now and then at night.
Minister of Education Anthony Garcia says plans are being put in place to ensure that sports is widely developed in the country's school system. Speaking after the Cuban Scholarship 2017 signing ceremony, Minister Garcia said he has been in talks with the Minister of Sports.
That is an initiative of the Minister of Sport, and he has been having discussions with me so that we can do something to ensure that the development of our students would start from not only the primary school but perhaps on the early childhood centers. So we want to have in place in our curriculum and in our schools a program that will take our students from early childhood right on so that they can develop their skills.
He said all talents will be developed.
Everyone has the potential of doing well, and those persons who have, as I refer to as an athletic bent, will want to make sure that those skills are honed so that in the not too distant future we'll have many more gold medals at not only at Olympics but also at World Games.
Well, now for the weather. Hot and hazy conditions despite few brief light to moderate showers favoring southern areas. The night will be warm and hazy. Now, a significant amount of Saharan dust is over the eastern Caribbean islands. Persons with asthma and other respiratory illnesses or allergies are advised to take the necessary precautions. The dust episode will continue for at least the next 24 hours. Dr. Anirudh Mahabir has resigned as political leader of the Congress of the People, and so too has Clyde Weatherhead. He resigned as the General Secretary. This came following legal proceedings in the High Court by Kurt Francis, challenging the candidacy of Nicole Dyer-Griffith and also the right to vote of 34 other persons in the COP political leader election, which is scheduled for August 20th, 2017. In a joint statement, both men stated over the past 6 days they engaged in discussions with Mr. Francis as well as the three candidates in order to arrive at a resolution in the interest of the COP. However, no consensus was obtained. They noted the membership of the party has mandated that the election take place in the manner that was agreed, and if not, another set of legal proceedings may be initiated. As a result of what's happening, the men resigned effective immediately. Well, Nicole Dyer-Griffith says she will not step aside. She will contest the election and let the people say if they want her as leader of the COP or not. Nicole Dyer-Griffith said she based the decision to contest the post of political leader on the fact that members had a meeting and it was decided that the election will be held on August 20th.
The members have made a decision and we are to abide by the decision. However, there are those that seem intent on continuing to shift the goalposts and to ensure that the democratic process does not take place. I will never support anyone usurping the decision of the members. As far as I'm concerned, that is the highest decision-making body in the party, and if the members made a decision, then we are to respect that decision.
Mrs. Dyer-Griffith said then political leader Dr. Anirudh Mahabir and then General Secretary Clyde Weatherhead gave great service to the COP, but with everything going on within the party, she said she understands why they have resigned.
They stood by the organization each and every day when others did not. They contributed financially and otherwise to ensure that this organization could continue operating when others did not. So therefore, I fully understand their rationale for resigning from the organization or removing themselves from being dragged into court and dragged into this process. It's deeply unfortunate.
She said it was unfair for both men to be placed in such a position. Now, she said the election must take place for there to be leadership of the party, and she will be contesting the post of political leader.
I am going to have to stick with it because it is in my DNA to fight to do the right thing and to represent those who require representation. The people on the outside there, the members of the COP who have stated that they support me being a part of this process, have said it. Our polls have demonstrated it, so I have no recourse but to continue to see this through.
She said on Sunday, COP members will have their say, either they want her or don't. Well, three candidates are contesting the election: Nicole Dyer-Griffith, Carolyn C. Prasad-Bechan, and Sharon Gopal Nichols. To some other news now. People from the Port of Spain area were a no-show for the police services town meeting, which took place or was to take place at the Nelson Street Boys RC School, Nelson Street in Port of Spain. The Assistant Commissioner of Police expressed his concern about this, as he said it's important to have people share their concerns with the officers.
It shows that the persons within the area are little apprehensive of coming to this town meeting to express their opinions and views and so on. So it's a work in progress, and we will continue to reach out to the citizens to ensure that they participate in the process of assisting the police officers of this country in performing their duties and so on.
These town meetings are held every month and allows members of the police service the opportunity to interact with members of the public. The Assistant Commissioner said there may be several factors leading to people not coming out. However, he is hoping fear is not one of them.
The fear factor wasn't one of those. But again, we will work with the citizens, we will encourage them, and we will be progressive in going forward.
Despite this, the TTPS will continue to encourage people to come out and interact with officers. Well, coming up in sport, TKR win again in CPL right here in Port of Spain. Double World Championship medalist Jerome Richards calls for greater support for track and field. Richards and members of the national team returned home on Monday afternoon. Ken Fuentes was at the airport and has more in this report.
Richards won bronze in the men's 200 and ran the second leg of the 4x4 gold medal relay team. Accomplishments he is happy for himself and his teammates. He is grateful for the support he received from the team, family and public, and called for continued support for his sport.
I hope that you all keep supporting track and field. It's a really good sport. We have a lot of good athletes coming up here, and we really need and deserve the support of Trinidad and Tobago, not just when we get to major championships, but in the stadium for senior champs or track meets. Come out and support and show the athletes that, you know what, we have your back, you know, because we have a football game, everyone going to fill up the stadium. Come fill up the stadium too for track and field.
Well, the president of the National Association of Athletics Administration is asking corporate Trinidad and Tobago to contribute more to the development of sport, as he congratulated the men's 4x400 relay team, which won gold at the IAAF World Championships last night. Ephraim Seret said greater assistance can lead to a better Trinidad and Tobago.
In light of all the crime that is happening in Trinidad and Tobago, I think sport and culture is an avenue that we need to support if we want to really tackle this crime situation.
All right, to some cricket now, and the Trinbago Knight Riders orchestrated a stunning come-from-behind win, courtesy Dinesh Ramdin's rampant 35-ball 59 not-out to pick up a 4-wicket win over St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots in a match befitting a top-of-the-table clash. On a pitch that got seemingly slower as the game progressed, Ramdin struck at nearly 170 to pull his team out of the depths of 89 for 5 and seal a chase of 159 with 3 balls to spare in Port of Spain. With dew setting in, Patriots bowlers proved cardinally erratic in the final stretch, leaking 72 runs in the last 5.3 overs after their batsmen had given them what seemed to be a defendable total. Knight Riders' win was their 5th in 6 matches and enabled them to charge into the knockouts of the 2017 Caribbean Premier League, the first team to do so. Well, that's it for sport. So that's how we end the C News report at noon. I'm Rishi Harinanan. Remember, for up-to-date and breaking news throughout the day, visit our website at ctvtt.com. Have a good afternoon.